So how's it going, guys? My name is Nexy and welcome to a bit of a different type of video. Today I thought, because I do a lot of F1 league racing these days, I thought to make a bit of a Jarno Opmeer type video, just talking about my most recent league race. I race in two leagues at this moment. One is Formula 1 and the other is FQ Racing League, where I'm racing right now. It's round 5 in Abu Dhabi. I only joined this league up in round 4. Here are the driver's standings at the moment. I got second with the fastest lap in Baku. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this video. It's a bit different. Do you want to see more of these videos? Because I definitely could cover my races. I have 2 races a week, and I could definitely cover all of them on this channel in this video format. But yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a different video this time. I'm just going on my outlap here for the first time in qualifying. I was the favorite for this race. I had the best time trial time out of anyone, so you know, I expected pole here for myself. I had a 22.014 as my personal best before going into this qualifying session. I said that I wanted a 22.3 to be happy with a qualifying lap, but let's see how I do. So my first qualifying lap, then going into turn 1, I take a bit easy, not going on full throttle immediately. I just want to get a banker lap in, because that is very important here, just to get a banker lap in. The first sector is gonna be purple, a 17.3 there. And there is one of our championship rivals, Simo, the championship leader at the moment. He's going to be ahead of us, so we will have a direct comparison to Simo right as we cross the line. Heading into sector 2, this chicane is absolutely shit, because you cannot predict the traction you get out of there ever. I get good traction out of there, and it is a decent sector 2 time so far. We have gone purple in the middle sector as well. This is looking like a decent lap so far, and it was, but there's a McLaren right in front of us, giving us a bit of a slipstream, maybe a bit of dirty air as well. Gonna go a little bit wide there in sector 3. There's a car off there. We're gonna go really safe through this sector 3 just to get a lap in, just to get that one banker lap in, and that is going to put us in P2 with 22.8. Simo on top with a 22.5, I believe, at this point. Then on to my second lap then. Already out of turn 1, we are in the green by about half a tenth. My recording software for some reason just decided to die here, so you'll have to live with these frames for a bit longer. It should fix itself right about now, but as you can see, we're almost 1.5 tenths up on our time, even in sector 1, and we know we had a scruffy sector 3 as well, so there's still a lot of time to be gained as we head into this sector 2 chicane. We go a little bit wide. I tried to get it back, but it's a massive slide on the exit, and that's going to lose us all the time that we had, and that is going to be enough. You can see from my face I'm not happy with that, and I am going to abandon this lap and then go again at the end of the session. I'm not going to save a set of soft tires for the race, which is going to end up being a big mistake for me, as we then start our final lap, and this one has to count. We're still second with a 22.8, and it's not good at all. We can do a 22.0. We're hoping for a 22.2, but as you can see, to the first sector, I'm dead even with my time from my first one, remember, so this is not a great sector 1. And we could do a lot better, but out of the hairpin we're going to gain another 1.5 tenths there. And we are going to be up by that much heading into that sector 2 chicane, and whether we can keep this advantage is going to be tough, because this chicane's traction is very unpredictable. As I head through there, and the traction is good, I'll lose a bit of time, about half a tenth there. But it is still decent. I'm still a tenth up, and we know there's a lot of time in that final sector. Could I still put this on pole position here? Going through the long left-hander there into the final sector. This is why we have all the time in the world, but I invalidate the lap on a corner I've not invalidated on before. And that is gutting. We're gonna start from P4 here. It's lights out and away we go. I skipped quite a lot in front to keep this video still concise, but as we head into turn 1, we already made up a position on the Mercedes of Ardax right behind us, and then Kaz is going to take the lead on soft compounded tires from Simo on the mediums like ourselves. And Kaz maybe going for a move around the outside of the hairpin, can't quite do it. Kaz will have better traction out of the corner, but those softs will go off very quickly and the medium will become the better race tire, as we are going to race 20 laps here in Abu Dhabi. Simo looking for another move. I have to avoid a little bit just because Simo went back on the racing line when I didn't expect it, and I had to avoid a bit of contact, but I hear some contact behind me as well, and I'm not going to be under pressure from behind immediately. There's a few soft runs behind us as well, so we need to keep a lookout for that. But now on to lap 4. We've kept with Simo and Kaz here all the time. It's been very tight between the top 4 as Simo goes really wide into the hairpin to get a better exit onto the straight, and you can just see how good of an exit he gets. He's absolutely beaming down the straights, and he's going to go for a move onto Kaz here around the outside. They're going to go side by side in the chicane. I'm just holding back, looking to pick up any scraps. And Simo does hit Kaz. They do make contact, and this opens the door for us. We're going to go 3 wide. And can we get the lead of this Grand Prix on lap 4? But Kaz with amazing traction on the softs. We're on the outside of Simo. We go a little bit wide to avoid any contact at all. And Simo does stay in front of us. We get good traction, but we're not going to fight it into this sector 3. And you can see Kaz is already flashing, so he's already very low on ERS. He's fighting this hard, and those softs, they're definitely starting to fall off here already on lap 4. As we head now on to lap 5, Simo with another chance to overtake. You can see Kaz flashing very low on ERS. Simo has got past. We're going to go side by side with Kaz. There's a bit of contact there, and Kaz kinda shuts the door there. He's very lucky not to be spun around from that contact, but we do make contact twice. But it's still fair game. It's just hard racing, and here we go now. I'm going to use a lot of my ERS just to get past Kaz to get into Simo's DRS still. But there's a virtual safety car on lap 5, and now in my head I think, should I box for the hard compounded tire and go to the end of the race, because the hard tire can definitely go 15 laps. You can see my thought process there about going for the hards, and I decide to just copy whatever Simo does. If he goes into the pits, I go into the pits, but Simo decides to stay out as the VSC ends very quickly, so it was the complete right choice to stay out. A few people pit and a few people gamble to pit under the VSC. That's very short VSC, and we are now chasing after Simo for the race lead. It's Kaz gonna be behind us on those softs, but those softs definitely are going to be struggling towards the end of this Grand Prix. We have a little bit of a lower downforce setup, I think, than Simo, so we might be able to get him on this next straight as my teammate comes into the pits as well. So Simo then, we are going to be gaining in the slipstream, not using any ERS. I don't even want to overtake here, but I'm closing in so fast, I am just going to go for it. And we are going to be a car length in front when we go into the braking zone, and I actually thought that Simo was going to get back past me here, so I took a very sharp line on the left hand side, but Simo just doesn't have the straight line speed to come back past us, so we are going to be leading this Grand Prix into lap 7. Then where we are into the hairpin, we're gonna get decent traction out of there. We're gonna out traction Simo, who's still struggling for that straight line speed. We still have a decent amount of ERS left, but Simo is closing up. Is he gonna go for the move? He's gonna go down the inside. Not quite. He decides to not go for it in the end. We are going to hold on for the lead for now. Simo, can he do it on this next straight then? He is definitely closer. He's going to go around the outside, and we are just going to wave him past because I don't want to go side by side in this corner and lose a ton of time. It's the top 3 that we are really fighting for this race win here. We're on to lap number 9 now, and I'm thinking of boxing for the soft compound tire already, because I had the strategy to box for hards. We're gonna go side by side with Simo. I'm forcing him to a bad line. We're gonna do the old switcheroo here, and we are going to get back the lead of this Grand Prix, and that has compromised Simo so much that Ardas maybe might even go for a move. Now look at the closing speed from him, as he's gonna go for the move up into P2, and now it's really anyone's game here. The top 3 were all battling it out. Lap 10 now. I'm just looking behind me to see Ardas not close enough to make a move on this lap. But we are now completely the top 3 of this race, as there's a safety car deployed, and that is a perfect time for us. And here the question really is that, do you go for the softs or do you go for the hards? I mean, the softs might degrade towards the end, but they will be a lot faster off the restart. I'm looking at my tire wear. It's 30% on these mediums right now, so the softs would degrade quite quickly. So I'm thinking of going on hards, but then at the last minute I switch it to softs, because I think that we can do the rest of the race on a soft compounder tire with decent enough degradation. So we are going to go into the pits as the leader of this Grand Prix. Where we'll come out, it's gonna be a different story. It's an optimal turn in. We need a good pit stop from Haas, but we're gonna be held up by a back marker a little bit, and that's gonna allow Ardas to actually jump us in the pit lane. And you can see from my reaction, I was not happy about that at all. But the back marker of Nathan, Cursed Pokeball, has actually cost us the lead of the Grand Prix, and here comes Kaz, who pitted very early and is gonna be on old mediums. He's now into second place, and there is now a lapped car between all of us as we head to lap 11 under the safety car. And actually there's gonna be a collision between the lapped car of Nathan and the race leader Ardas, and as I cut across to avoid all of that, I think I hit Simo and gave him a bit of front wing damage, so I'm sorry about that one, but I had to avoid a collision myself. We're gonna go racing again on lap 12, then unfortunately Ardos's race is going to be over. We're gonna overtake Nathan and get a 5-second time penalty for it, but it's gonna be removed towards the end of the race, because that was an AI car and it was ghosted. So we're gonna get this penalty removed, and I knew we were gonna get it removed, so I just got on straight away, lap 13. Into sector 2. Now we're gonna be on new softs, but there's another safety car. And now I think to box for another set of softs and serve my 5-second penalty, but I know it's gonna be removed, so I'm not gonna do it. Lap 15, we are going to go racing once more, and we're gonna be on new softs against Kaz on those very old mediums. So we are definitely on the pace to win this Grand Prix. We're definitely in a place to be able to fight for this win, and Kaz, you can see already struggling for traction a little bit. We're gonna be very close to him, even into the first sector's hairpin, and we're gonna not go for it, but the Alpha Tower behind us sends it from a long way back and actually hits us. I'm not happy about that one. I didn't think there was any space there at all, and now I'm gonna lose a lot of time to Kaz. I'm gonna have to burn a bit of ERS. I'm not happy about that one at all, and you can see that from my facial expression. But then on the lap 17, we're very close to Kaz, and we've dropped 3rd place. This win is ours to take, as long as we just don't spin it off the track just like this. I got on the curb a little bit too much, and I spin the car, and that is absolute heartbreak. That is going to ruin my race, and it's gonna ruin the race for Haas, and it's gonna basically give the race win over to Kaz, as nothing else happened for the rest of the race. I made my way back up the field. I finished 8th on track, but 6th after penalties, and that is an absolute heartbreak. We were gonna fight for the win. We were gonna go for it. The softs just didn't grip up enough. They were feeling horrible towards the end. Maybe the hard would have been a better tire choice to go on towards the end of that Grand Prix. And yeah, nothing much there. We're gonna finish P6. We're gonna gain a bit of points on Simo and on Ardas. But that's not gonna be enough. I'm still a few races down. But let me know if you enjoyed this kind of video. It's a bit new, but comment down below what you want to see next. That's been all from me. I'll maybe do these more in the future if you guys like them. Bye bye.